We did get some other news this morning, Robert Moses. You've been text messaging with some campaign officials, and we also just got that official word as well, where typically the mayor is sworn in on the steps of City Hall. Sometimes they have dignitaries there. Sometimes they have sort of high other officials from within the party. And now it looks like we have confirmation that the mayor-elect is going to have a very special guest on that particular day.
Yeah, so he is going to be sworn in twice.
Okay.
Once at midnight on New Year's Day.
Once at midnight, okay.
Once at midnight, that will be Letitia James, the
Right.
Attorney General of New York, swearing him in.
Okay.
And then later in the day, when he is sworn in during this public inauguration ceremony attended by presumably tens of thousands of New Yorkers, another of his political heroes, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, will swear him in there. So
there's Bernie Sanders.
Tish
right.
James at midnight, and then later in the day, Bernie Sanders.
Sanders is, of course, a supporter, and Mamdani has talked about sort of some of the inspiration to him work that Sanders has been inspirational, and certainly for some of the policies that he has, it certainly has been a guide in some sense to how he's framed his campaign, how he's spoken, and really ignited a lot of support from within.
In a lot of ways, Sanders was the first kind of modern politician who used affordability as a campaign platform very successfully, I might add. And Mamdani has kind of picked up that mantle and run with it this year very successfully. Again, he got more than 1 million votes. Mamdani calls James and Sanders, quote, two leaders I have admired for years.
And so what'll happen is he'll be officially the mayor at that point, because once he's sworn in by Tish James, you're officially the mayor. And so this is almost more sort of ceremonial when Sanders comes.
Correct. That will be the ceremonial swearing in, and it's also kind of more the party.
Yeah.
He will have that City Hall swearing in with dignitaries and all that, but along the way there's going to be this again party atmosphere up the Canyon of Heroes.
Right.
It's going to be reminiscent of when the Yankees win the World Series.
Sure. That's what he wants it to be. Anyway, right?
Yeah. He wants New Yorkers to be able to get close and participate and really feel as though this is an inauguration for them as well.
Yeah. And do we know if the current mayor Eric Adams is going to go? We'd heard that he may or may not. We don't know yet. Right?
I interviewed him a week ago at City Hall,
that's right.
I asked him about that, and he said he gave a similar answer as he's been giving for the last couple weeks, which is, I have to talk to Mamdani about it.
Right.
The current mayor has called Mamdani's supporters mean and nasty, and at least in the current mayor's telling, he feels that if he attends, Mamdani supporters could protest, and that could in turn take away some of the attention from Mamdani on what the mayor says should be a special day for him.
Or embarrass him. I mean, one of those two things.
Right.
And I did want to play a piece of the video because it was a well-produced video put out on social media by Mamdani's team, which they've been so successful with over the course of the campaign. So let's just take a look at that video, which basically is the invitation for all New Yorkers to come to that Canyon of Heroes celebration. Let's just take a quick look at that.
New York City, it is the leading city in the entire world, not in the height of its building, but in the services to its people.
It is a privilege to serve as the chief magistrate of a community of 8 million people.
It was the spirit of Theodore Roosevelt and Franklin Roosevelt, and they dared to believe that public interest must prevail over special interest.
I do not exaggerate when I say that New York is unique in the history of humankind.
We have come a long way, so we gather here in the fresh chill of a new year to begin a new administration.
Dreaming demands hope. Dreaming demands solidarity. Dreaming demands work. If this campaign has demonstrated anything, it is that our dreams can become reality. This is not my victory. This is ours.
All right, so there it is, the invitation to the inauguration. We were just watching that, and he had a lot of, obviously, the mayors from the past. He had LaGuardia, he had Francis Lindsay, he had Ed Koch, David Dinkins. But it did. I mean, I don't know if I missed anything, but there was no Bloomberg, there was no Giuliani, there was no de Blasio, and there was no Eric Adams. What do we think? Well, it is what it is, I guess. I mean, you know, you kind of take that for what it might be.
Yeah, I mean, his videos, every single frame of them are intentional. Yeah. So those were intentional omissions. I asked Mayor Adams the other day. I said, "Hey, if Mamdani were to call you and ask you for advice, would you give it to him?" And he said, "Absolutely."
Sure.
He said, I have spoken to my predecessors, whether that's de Blasio, whether that's Bloomberg. Adams told me, hey, if Mamdani is considering an initiative and he wants to run something by me, I'm happy to offer my advice. Right. Now, do I think Mamdani's going to do that? I doubt it. I doubt it. They've had their share of clashes, and that's why I sort of doubt that Adams is going to go to the inauguration, but
we'll see.
Again, we'll see.
We'll find out soon. We're getting close, December 22nd now, so will happen the first of the new year. But the big news this morning, Tish James will swear in Zohran Mamdani the night, or at January 1st at midnight, and then Bernie Sanders will be there for a more ceremonial sort of swearing in a little later on in the day.
Mamdani has a press conference later on today at 1 o'clock, I believe, where he's going to answer questions. So I'm sure he'll talk more about this, the symbolism behind it, and perhaps make some other appointments, personnel announcements. Well, I'm sure we'll be updating you about that.